Hi everyone, this is Ty's Fishing Tackle Industry channel. Thank you for watching. My name is Ty. So today I would like to speak to you something about the trout. So trout fishing is very popular in Japan. There are several trout species which is very popular for among fishermen. So I would like to explain that. So first species I would like to explain is the cherry trout or cherry salmon. And there are two variations. One is landlocked, and another is anadromous. So there are two different names for that, although this is the same species. Landlocked one is called yamame, and then the anadromous, which goes down to the sea, is called sakuramasu. So there are two different names. So there, the appearance is completely different, as some of you know that landlocked has a special colors. So for the landlocked species, yamame is very, how to say, cherished by the anglers. So it's beautiful appearance, and this is not, it's not often, sometimes very big, but it's even a smaller size, showing the very beautiful patterns on the skins and so on. So people, anglers really like this fish. And on the other hand, the sakuramasu, the anadromous versions of this cherry trout, cherry salmon, is really a fish for the hardcore fishermen. So this meaning or impression of this fishing is very hard to catch. Of course, the population is very low and it's hard to encounter this fish. So this is the giving a lot of people have a very strong idea is that when you speak about sakuramas fishing, so this is very tough, not easy kind of ideas. Next species is that white spotted char. So this is the char, which you can imagine, but there is, and we know that there's a landlocked one and then another anadromous one. But for the anglers, for the Japanese anglers, landlocked one is the very popular one. And this one, this species called iwana. So this species is higher in mountains and even the very, very narrow, very, very small streams in the very deep in the mountains. So there are such iguana fish there. And sometimes they are so aggressive that they are instantly attack on the surface of some bugs and so on. So there are many anglers are targeting this fish, climbing up the rivers and try to get reaching that narrow river and then try to get one. So this is the white spotted char. In Japanese, this is called iwana. And then next one is very popular among the Western countries. One is the rainbow trout, and then another is brown trout. So rainbow trout is called nijimasu, and then brown trout is called brown trout. So these are obviously coming from outside Japan and very popular stocked fish in some areas, and especially for the rainbow trout. So this is very popular for the stocking or the fishery business, and this is the one of the most popular fish in the area trout or commercially run area trout fishing fisheries. So people are paying money and getting into the lake, and then they are trying to catch the rainbow trout stocked in the lake. So this is what we call area trout. And the rainbow trout and brown trout. So these are, as you know, not to mention. So this is the same species that you see in Europe or in the United States. And then the last one I would like to mention is that there's the taimen. So this is a little bit different species from the European one, and this is quite close to the Russian, of course, that the east side of Russian species. So this is Japanese taimen. In Japanese, this species called ito. This ito fish, the Japanese taimen, is living only in Hokkaido in Japan. And then, of course, the number of fish is not so big. The population is not so big, but people, of course, the anglers are longing to get this fish sometimes in this angling life. But of course, this is not easy. Uh, and then, well, this is okay, small island country, but in Hokkaido, there's a big rivers, and then these rivers are flowing in the flat land, and then water temperature is cold enough for these trout species. So these rivers are having taimen species left. Uh, as you can imagine, the number of the fish taimen species, taimen number of the population of taimen is getting lower and lower. So conservation effort is putting there in the Hokkaido area. But people, well, anglers especially, wants to try to catch there. So many people are trying to visit, trying to catch them, visiting Hokkaido. So these are the main species you can catch in Japan. So there are some minor variations, and which is also interesting for you, some of you, especially the trout fishing, trout lovers, and so on. But I would like to explain that in a different occasions. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this information is very interesting for you, and I would like to keep you informed with the interesting fishing or fishing tackle industry matters. So please subscribe, and then if you have any questions or any comments, please write in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.